Hello everyone, so this is my version of the unrecognizable makeup trend. So let's go! So the first step is always skincare. And then the first step of our makeup is actually color corrector. So I'm gonna be applying this to my under eyes and blending it out. I'm using a medium kind of orange kind of color corrector. If you have darker under eyes, I would suggest you go with more orange. Next, I'm using a gripping primer. This one is from Get Ready With Me Cosmetics, and I'm going to place the majority of this on my cheeks, and this is to help it stay all day. Next, I'll be using a tiny bit of this blurring primer from the same brand, and I'm going to be applying this to the T-zone, which is the forehead, the chin, and then the middle of my cheeks. Next, I'm going to do brows. This is a Sunny's Face brow gel, and this hold is amazing. I can't stop raving about it. I love this brow gel so much. It sticks with all of your hairs and it doesn't move. Now give it a little bit of time. While that's setting and drying, I'm going to take my Tevian kind of brow duo, and then I'm going to brush the hair and make it neat after the brow gel had finished getting kind of a little bit tacky. I'm very particular with brows, so I take a lot of time in shaping them and making sure it looks the way I want to before I apply the kind of powder to make it more neat. Speaking of, I'm going to use a dark color in the palette, and then I'm going to start with the tail of the brow and then kind of make it sharp and clean and define as much as I can without making it look too blocky by blending it out as I apply it. Also, a little side note, brows is completely subjective, so you can do your brows however you want, but this is how I did them for this kind of makeup look. Next, I'm going to take this concealer and then I'm going to kind of highlight in a way the under and then the over top of the brow. This is kind of the way the Latina makeup trend goes. This is to clean up the edges and oop, heard a plane. So anyway, I'm going to take this brush and then I'm going to go the underside of the brow first, and this is to really give it that clean shape. Next is bronzer. This is from Lucky Beauty, and I'm going to apply it to the parts of my face where the sun would naturally hit. Now pause. Quick little back to the eyes. I'm going to do some pressed powder and set the, yes, I've hit pan. And I'm going to use the pressed powder to set the concealer that I had put earlier. This is to kind of make room for my eyeshadow I'm going to be doing later. Now take an eyeshadow palette, something with nudes and browns and black. I'm going to take that kind of color and don't judge my eyeshadow palette, okay? I'll sweep that over the majority of my eye, and then the brown and mixing it with a little bit of black just so it's a little darker brown. I'll be focusing this on my lash line. Pause. I'm going to take my liquid blush. This is kind of a cheek and lip tint, and I'm going to be applying this on my cheeks. Underpainting is done, and now I'm gonna move on to a matte foundation. This one is from Vice Cosmetics, and I'm going to pump that onto my hand and then apply it onto the center of my cheeks. I'm then going to blend it out more using a beauty blender. And don't forget the neck. Be taking this Asla setting spray. This is to melt the makeup all together, but you need to avoid your eyes or else your eyeshadow will smudge and you look like a raccoon. And then using the same beauty blender and blending it all out to make it look seamless without the water droplets in case there is any. Now taking the concealer again, this is to further put more coverage under my eyes because they're quite dark. I'll be taking my pressed powder again and then focusing this onto my T-zones where I set that concealer. Before we move on to this step of powder, you need to make sure that your concealer is not creasing. You need to set it before with your fingers or something, or your beauty blender before you set it with powder, or else it will look cakey. Now just emphasize the black a little more by adding more black eyeshadow. Just be careful. Now I'll be taking the brown that I used earlier and sweep it under the eye to make it more cohesive. To make it look more smoky, I'm going to use a eyeliner pencil and put that on my lower waterline and upper lash line. And here I'm using a little brush to kind of smoke it out. So this is what the eyes look like. Next, I'll be going in with my loose powder and I'm going to be applying this to my cheeks and my forehead, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit on my nose. Now to set the liquid and cream products from earlier, I'm going to use my palette from Issy and apply the bronzer where I put the liquid bronzer earlier, and then the blush where the liquid blush I placed earlier too. This step is to make up for the pigment that may have been lost earlier. Now I don't have red blush or anything like that, so I'm going to be taking my palette and use a little bit of that red shadow and emphasize the blush a little bit. This is just to make sure that it's not true pink. Next is my favorite part, which is highlighter. I'm going to use this on the inner corner of my eye. Then I'll put it on the high points of my cheeks, just above the blush. Then on the tip of my nose. And on the bridge of my nose, but not all the way down. And my cupid's bow. Now for a more sharp look on the eyes, I'm going to take my sharp angled brush and a black eyeshadow. I'm going to make sure that the inner corner of my eye is pointed. I love eyeliner, so I'm going to be using this and make a wing. You don't have to do this, but I love eyeliner, and I'm going to be also using this on my inner corner. I'm not fond of the lip liner that I'm using right now, and I don't have any others, so I'm going to be going straight in with a lip gloss. I'll be using my rebottled Happy Skin setting spray and a beauty blender to smooth it all out. No mascara, just curling the lashes and using cluster lashes. And here is the final look. Let me know if you like it. Bye!